Macomber Audio presents Changing Habits by Debbie Macomber. Read by Trini Alvarado.
Angie, come here, her father called in heavily accented English. Taste of this. He held out a wooden spoon dripping with rich marinara sauce. Obediently, Angelina put her mouth over the spoon and closed her eyes, distinguishing the different spices and flavors as they met her tongue. Not enough basil. You should add fresh chopped parsley, too. Her father roared with approval. You're right! He tossed the spoon into the restaurant's large stainless steel sink. Then he reached for 8-year-old Angie and lifted her high in the air before hugging her tightly. It was 1948, and Angie's world revolved around her father and, of course, the family-owned business, the restaurant named after her. It was a well-known fact that Angelina's served the finest Italian food in all of Buffalo, New York. Unlike other children her age, Angie's first memories weren't of being plopped on Santa's knee in some department store for a candy cane and a photograph. Instead, she recalled the pungent scent of garlic simmering in extra virgin olive oil and the soft hum as her mother bustled about the kitchen. Those were the warm years, the good years, during the big war before her mother died in 1945. Only 5 years old, Angie didn't understand where her mother had vanished, nor did it make sense when strangers crowded into her home. She was even more confused by the way they put their heads together and whispered as if she wasn't supposed to hear. A few wept openly, stopping abruptly when she entered the room. All Angie understood was that her mother was gone, and her father, her fun-loving, gregarious father, had grown quiet and serious and sad. "You're going to be a good Catholic girl," he told her soon after her mother's death. "I promised your mother I'd raise you in the church. I'll take you to Mass every Sunday, just like your mother wanted." Angie listened intently. "And when you start first grade, you'll attend St. Gabriel, so the nuns can teach you." She nodded. Her father made this sound like a promise. "It's just you and me now, Angelina," he whispered. "Yes, Daddy." "You're going to be a good Catholic girl," he said again. "You'll make your mother proud." "I want to leave early for school this morning," Angie told her father, struggling to hold back her excitement. "Sister Trinita said I could sing with the 5th and 6th graders at Mass." This was a privilege beyond anything Angie had ever been granted. Only the older children were permitted to enter the choir loft at St. Gabriel's, but Sister Trinita, the 5th-grade teacher, was her special friend. She chaperoned the children who attended Mass at St. Gabriel's every morning before school, children who rustled and fidgeted and talked. Angie knew it was important to show respect in church. She might not understand the Latin words, but she'd learned what they meant, and she loved the atmosphere of the church itself. The lighted tapers, the stained glass windows and shining wood, the stations of the cross telling their sacred story. Sister Trinita had commented one morning, as the children streamed out of the church and hurried toward the school, that she was impressed with Angie's respectful behavior. That first time Sister had spoken to her, Angie knew she'd found a friend. Angie used every excuse she could invent to visit Sister Trinita. Soon she was lingering in the schoolyard after classes until she saw Sister leave. Then Angie would race to the nun's side so she could walk Sister back to the convent house, which was situated across the street. Sister Trinita looked for Angie, too. She knew, because the nun would smile in welcome whenever Angie hurried toward her. It became her habit to walk Sister Trinita home. For 2 years, Angelina Marcello walked Sister Trinita to and from the convent each weekday. It broke her heart when Sister was transferred to another school in 1950, the year she entered 5th grade. Angie had turned 10. After a while, Angie stopped thinking about Sister Trinita, but she never forgot the nun from the Order of St. Bridget's Sisters of the Assumption, the woman who had lavished her with attention when she'd most needed it. In the summer of 19...
Sample complete. Ready to continue?